He also has an excellent summary of the church's relationship to saints of other ages. The key passage in this is Hebrews 12, 22 and 23. You should be familiar with that passage. It is that passage that shows that we as believers are going to someday be in the heavenly Jerusalem alongside of Moses and Gabriel, righteous people, or the elect, even the elect angels, I believe. Tribulation saints will someday be up there. Right? There's gonna be a wonderful unity. So none of you have met Roy Alton. His father was an all-mill, and he's a pre-mill, or he was raised in a pre-mill church. And he takes, he says that he believes that in eternity, that God is going to unite all the all-mills and the pre-mills. And he's correct. We all will. If we believe in Jesus Christ, we will be united in Christ, regardless of our eschatology, right? He says that the pre-mill is going to find out when he gets to heaven that the New Jerusalem is a literal thing, that the new earth is a literal new earth, and that there's going to be an Israel inhabiting the new earth. The all-mill is going to find that out too, but the all-mill is going to enjoy living in the spiritual Jerusalem in heaven, along with all these other people that disagreed with him on the nature of the kingdom. You see? So that the all-mills and the pre-mills, with their different expectations of the future, are going to find in eternity that both are true. Christ is going to unite them. See? Well, this is precisely what Ryrie says in this point, that in relationship to saints of all ages, we're going to be with Old Testament saints and with tribulation saints and with millennial saints in the New Jerusalem. We don't have time to get into this discussion of the seed, but you have to read that carefully. That is probably the most difficult part of this chapter, this discussion on pages 148 and 50 about the seed. And you will find that the covenant theology position is that there is basically one seed, and that is the church is the seed. All right? As opposed to the natural. Ryrie disagrees with that. I'll give you an article on that that illustrates the non-dispensationalist position on the seed. The chapter ends on a confusing note. It really does. He talks about the relationship of the church to apostasy at the end of this chapter. And he never really accurately or specifically explains why this is an issue. Did any of you get the point? Could you explain to me what apostasy has to do with this discussion as to whether or not the church is Israel? He only inferred it. He never once stated what the point was.
I read that this time is the last time the church is already in a state of apostasy. He says premillennial dispensationalists believe that after the rapture there will be all apostasy in the church. That's the apostasy issue.
I don't think that's what he would. I don't think that's what he would say. It's kind of difficult because he doesn't actually say it. I'm reading between the lines when I say.
See, he has apostasy in different periods. Judaism, and then Judaism to Christ is proper apostasy. In 2 Thessalonians 2:3, apostasy yet future. And for me, there's a distinction. And so, as far as the church goes, those are the different. Apostasy is both now and coming. He defines apostasy.
I think, if you want my opinion on why he includes this, I believe that the covenant theologians or the all-mills disagreement with dispensationalists on the subject of apostasy is just this, that the dispensationalists separates apostasy into different categories, that the church is going through apostasy, but the church's apostasy is, to the dispensationalists, not the same thing as the apostasy mentioned in the book of Revelation. This is what you were saying, right? That the dispensationalist differentiates between different apostasies. But to the Amil, apostasy is apostasy. At the end of the age, there's going to be apostasy. Every reference to apostasy is due as apostasy, and so they don't agree with the dispensationalists that what we're going through today is not what Revelation 17 and 18 says is going to happen. That final apostasy is during the tribulation period. From our perspective, the church has nothing to do with that. You know, that's not what we're fighting today. We're fighting an internal struggle. Internal in the church. The church's own apostasy, but that's different from the worldwide apostasy of Babylon the Great. What? Yeah.
I mean, the church has to be distinct in some term. The apostasy is going to be distinct in it. You know, what's the difference between now, the church now, and the church future apostasy?
Yeah, but you keep referring to the church future. The church future, the church isn't here.
What I mean.
Yeah.
Visible church is still after.
That's the dispensational view. See? The covenant theologian says, but the church is here until the end of time. What do you mean the church isn't going to be here in the final apostasy? And so there's a real rift between interpreting some scriptures.
I just refer to that First Thessalonians. This is 4 to 5 where we took from class. Visible church might be here, the true church is going to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some aspect of the church, albeit it's still.
Right. I mean, even dispensationalists who don't believe that the true church is going to be here in the tribulation will acknowledge that probably in the tribulation period, the apostate, visible church of the world will be part of that apostasy, specifically Rome. You know. All right. This is a very crucial chapter. I'll give you a couple of articles. I won't make you critique them, but you do have to do a quiz on this chapter.